I am so stoked to have you on, girl. My house is a mess. I'm in the middle of a move. I've got a leak in my roof right now, but I was not missing this for the world. So thank you so
Oh,
much for
well,
tuning in.
love you, and thank you for having me. You look beautiful. I wouldn't even know. The plants look like perfectly placed and everything. I'm not moving, and my house looks like on this side. It's like, what's happening? You guys can't see this side. I'll show you.
I feel you, girl. Don't worry. That plant is it's fake, so it's all just a show.
Oh, well, that's her life. Hi, everybody. Hi, I can see Courtney, Lisa, Jesse, Rebecca, Brianna. Woo, woo.
I'm
Hi,
fangirling so
guys.
hard right now.
Aw.
So a lot of the ladies that are on tonight are already body users. I think Courtney is the only one who's not, and she is actually, we're in the middle of a conversation of her joining us. So Courtney is the only one who doesn't know who you are. This is
Oh,
Lacee Green. She is one of our super trainers. She created an amazing super block that I would love to show you. It's for beginners specifically. So to get you moving without feeling super intimidated. The whole reason I had her come on, you guys, if you didn't see my post before, we met in Mexico, and honestly, I was just so taken back because I've never had one of these. I'm gonna try not to get emotional, but I've never had a super trainer look at my profile and know something personal about me when I was taking a photo with them. You know what I'm saying? So like Lacey, you touched my heart, and I have just been a diehard fan since. I can't get enough of sharing you and your content and just all the inspiration and body positivity that you share. I think so many women need to hear it, especially us autism moms. So I'm not exactly sure what connection you have with the autism community, but you did say to me, I know that the job you have is the hardest of them all. So whatever it is, whatever the reason it is that God brought you here with us tonight, I'm just super stoked to hear from you. And I'm going to shut up and let you take the floor. Lacey
oh,
Green, go right
oh.
ahead, girl.
Well, first of all, whoop, whoop, Brittany, love you, girl. And I didn't just like meet Brittany. Okay. Brittany was in the front row, like rocking it with like a woo woo shirt that she made, like bringing all the energy because that is just who she is. And she was like lifting up everybody around her and just incredible. So I just want to say thank you and woo woo to you, Brittany. And thank you for the love and all the love that you're sharing. Shout out to all of you guys on here just for showing up for you tonight, to continuing to show up for yourselves in this group, as not only as moms and autism moms and all of that, but just the women that you are. And I think that is such a big, important thing. Who's that right there? Hi, Jody, and your little guy right there. Hi. The women that you are. And for me, tonight we're talking about self-love, and I always say loving who you are right where you are. And for me, it became so important to say, and I always have to make sure I'm thinking, because I always say fitness for everybody and everybody, right? And so, it makes such a difference. Oh, love you right back, Jody. It makes such a difference, right? To see that representation and to be making fitness inclusive, right? So it's fitness for every age, race, body type, fitness level, and ability. And we all deserve to feel our happiest and healthiest. And that looks different on all of us. So it was so important for me to share always that fitness is never just a pant size or a number on the scale. It's about how you feel. And that looks different too at every chapter of life for us, right? Especially as women and especially as moms, right? My body's very different now at 40 and a half. Okay. I'm proud to be 40 and a half. You better give me up at 40 and a half than it did when I was 20 or 30 or, whatever it is. But I still love myself enough to want to be the healthiest, happiest version of me. And so tonight I wanted to come on and share all the love and all the with you guys. I wanted to learn a little bit more about you always. And it's so fun for me to like be in these communities and be like in the small groups, because I get to, connect even more one-on-one with everyone. And so, that mean I recognize so many of your faces from like the podcast or like workouts you guys post in the stories. Like I see Jesse right there. I know I've seen Jesse stuff, too. So it makes such a difference. But when we think about, and I'm going to ask a question and you guys can kind of ping in, like when we talk about self-love, right? And self-love, self-care, maybe like self-love. What does that mean to you guys? When I say that, like, what does that mean? Brittany, I'll let you go first since it's your group and you want to tag team in, and then you guys can kind of jump in. Right. If you can unmute yourselves, I would love to hear you. You don't have to just type it in the chat.
Yeah, ladies, feel free to unmute. For me personally, I think self love is allowing that judgmental part of my brain to have a seat in the back row and allow the person who needs to take a break to step forward.
Oh,
That's just for me
that is
personally.
so good. That is so good. I love that. That's the perfect response. I love that one. Have a seat. And down in Florida, down south, when someone's like doing the most or whatever, we'll say, please have several seats, like sit down, you know? But I love that one. What about somebody else?
Somebody
Okay,
take the field. We got Jody at a baseball game.
Got
way
you,
to go,
Jody.
Kimberly, taking the field.
Take it away, Jess.
So I feel like for me, it's kind of got to be specifically like loving myself where I'm at, because it's so easy to have your goal in mind and be like, this is where I want to be, and I'm gonna love myself when I get here.
Oh,
What's really difficult is stopping and being like, no, I have to love myself in my entirety, and that means loving myself in every phase, whether I'm,
yes.
going through something, like I can love myself right now too. So
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. Yes, Jesse. What about anybody else?
I do. I do love myself. I give myself grace. I think I've never put myself down in front of my kids or my
That's
family,
important.
or
That's
even to
really important. I'm
myself.
so glad you shared that, Lisa.
I'll tell you
Absolutely.
what,
Yes.
I'm so grateful for Body bringing people like Lisa into my life. Like, she was the friend that I never knew that I needed, honestly. She's such a great reminder all the time that you can just take a seat. Take a seat. What about you, Tiff? I want to hear from you. What does self love mean to you? Come on, Tiff.
Where's Tiffany at? Oh, it's people all around.
She hiding. She hiding now. I
People
feel
all
good
around
you.
talking. Okay. All right. We got it, Tiff. We love you enough, Tiffany. We're going to give you some grace right now so you don't have to put your
Until I get back to Michigan and I'm gonna pull her out. I'm gonna pull her out.
Absolutely. I got a lot of family in Michigan. Oh my gosh. Okay, what else? Who didn't
Hold
answer?
on to your
Courtney and and Rebecca and Brianna. What do you guys think? I know Jody's at a baseball game.
Jody,
Oh,
go ahead, Rebecca.
go ahead. I think Rebecca unmuted. Go ahead, Rebecca.
My cat will not get off me. So I am all about self-love. Maybe not in a physical aspect as far as exercising and stuff, but like with like my faith and like how I feel about myself and my self-growth. Like I've come a long way from a very dark place in my life from years ago, but it's taken probably a good 12 years to finally feel like super complete and loving myself. So when you love yourself, now I'm starting to like eat better, and now I want to feel better in my in my clothes, and in I'm always smiling, so it's like hard to break a smile off my face. Sometimes I steal the glory from everybody.
I
But
love that.
just because
I love that.
I'm happy, and yes, life is difficult, and my family can bring me down, situations can bring me down, but I try really hard to try to balance all that, which isn't
Yeah,
easy these days financially, and
absolutely.
brings a lot of mental issues involved with that. So you just try to stay strong. I stay believing, I stay praying, and
Amen.
I do everything I can to keep from going in that hole I used to be in.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And good for you. And it's a journey. And it sounds like you surrendered to the process. And that's what it's all about. And I love that. 1000%. Yeah. Is that a cat that's like spring action?
It's
Like, all
yes, she's all she just caught.
I feel like that's like me as a cat. So yeah, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay. What about Courtney and Brianna?
So I'll be honest, I'm struggling with self-love a little bit. So that's one of the reasons I'm excited to join the body program. I need to exercise. I need some good endorphins releasing. I'm an avid cigarette smoker, so I want to cut that. I drink a little bit too much here and there, so I'm trying to cut that. So I'm working on it.
Yeah. Well, we love you, Courtney. And let me tell you what, the fact that you're coming on here being transparent like that and sharing like that, means that you love yourself enough to want to be the healthiest and happiest version of yourself. Okay. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So we are giving you all the whoop, whoop, okay, for that.
You're in the
time.
right
So,
place.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Love that. What about Brianna? And I don't know if Jody can share if she can hear me at the baseball field. Normally I'm at a football field, Jody. So I get it.
It took me forever to figure out how to unmute. I tried like 2 or 3 times, but I figured it out. So self-love to me is definitely stepping away from my business, my kids, and focusing on something that either makes me happy or brings me some type of relief from my responsibilities, because we always have a lot of those. And it's definitely still taking care of you and not all the things you have to do.
Yes.
That is important and means self-love to me.
Oh, love that. Absolutely. Yes, Brianna. Jody, are you able to share or no? And did I get everybody? I know Tiffany, it's too loud where Tiffany is right now, but I don't know if Jody can unmute. It's okay if you can't.
We got Jody Jody said she's on the struggle bus too. She's really been beating herself up since she went to SeaWorld and couldn't fit on the rides with her kids. And we also got Tiff in the chat.
That is a tough one, isn't it? I mean, that is a tough one. I totally understand that. So, all right, we're all going to do like a really quick thing, and I'm going to share some ways that we just going to go like this really quick and just wrap ourselves, okay, a little bit and all the self-love and all the warmth and all the things, okay? Now, all of you guys on here are like super moms. I know that you have so much on your plate. I completely understand. Everything that you shared absolutely is so perfect when we're talking about self-love, right? And for me, self-love is loving who I am right where I am as I work on the person that I'm becoming. This is my son right here. Speaking about if you saw my hand go like this for a second, it's because he just walked in from football practice and I knew he was about to come over here and bum rush me really quick. So that's that's real life. So, but loving who I am right where I am as I work on who I'm becoming. And we have to stop with this, dialogue in our head that I'll be happy when, right? So let's remove that sense. And now it is okay. And it is so important. I teach a lot of times in my groups about setting goals and having goals. And so important. When we set goals, I always talk about setting SMART goals. So SMART, but then you add the S at the end. So specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time bound, but then the S stands for self-love, right? And if you're setting all these goals and there's no self-love in the goal, okay, you may get there. You may get to the size, to the number on the scale, to the career, relationship, whatever it is. But if you haven't done the work inside to love yourself more, you're going to turn around and that's not going to really mean much to you. So I wanted to share with you one thing I say all the time is find the joy and drop the judgment. Okay. Find the joy and drop the judgment. That's a whoop, whoop. Okay. To me. And what does that mean when we say find the joy and drop the judgment? We just did a big walk at my gym and I do this activity. And I'm going to do it when we go to Canada too. Yes. Find the joy and drop the judgment. Yes. When we go to Canada too. So before I get there, I take all these they're like little balls and I write joy on them. And I stick them in people's bags or around the corner or on the back side of the stage. And then I ask people hey, I hid some little things around here, let's see who can find it, right? And then people go crazy, trying to find it and whatever. And they're actively searching for it. They don't even know what they're looking for, but I know I'm trying to find something, whatever it is. And when they find the ball or whatever, and it says joy on it, right? And they bring it back and everybody's super pumped up. And for a minute, I would just everybody to pause and say, how did you find the joy? Why? How? Because you're actively looking for it, right? Because you're actively looking for it. And so many times in our life as autism moms and just moms period, or women, or just human beings, right? It is so easy to get so caught up in just in life, right? And all the shit, excuse my language, for lack of whatever that goes on, right? This person's energy, this person saying this, here's this, now I got to do this. And the stress, it can just pile on. And sometimes it can be the only thing that we focus on. So when we're trying to find the joy, one way to show more self-love and to find more joy in your life is you have to actually look for it. You have to actually look for it, right? And shift your focus and shift your mindset. So that would be number one, right? A question I get all the time is like, how are you so happy all the time? How are you, this all the time? And my answer is, I am 1000% not happy all the time. And anybody that tells you they are, that's completely unrealistic and not true. Okay. Now, people say, well, do you ever have a bad day? And I'm like, my answer to that question is no. I do not ever have a bad day. And the reason why is because I refuse to let 24 hours go past without finding some sort of joy in my day. Now, this is not like something that's cultivated, like all of a sudden, like, oh, I found all the joy and now I'll be like, that's not it, right? Just like exercise. And that's why I love fitness, right? You don't go from lifting the 2.5 pound weight to the 50-pound weight overnight. It's not how it works. Right. And this is why I love fitness. So daily practices of trying to find the joy, like, and really getting like hyper focused on like, hey, how can I find more joy, and blocking out the distractions and setting some boundaries, and makes a huge difference. And it's not always easy. So that's where we come into giving ourselves grace. Now, here's another one that's really, really important. So my number 2, one would be find the joy and actively looking for the joy. Number 2 would be more. Let me actually, before I say that. Okay. Do you know there's 2 things, two number 1 things, which kind of is funny. The number 1 thing that we can do right now to have a happier, healthier life. One thing that we can do right now, all of us can do right now. What do you guys think that is? You can drop it in the chat. You can unmute. Let's just unmute. Just say one word or one thing. What is one thing you can do right now? There's no wrong answer. Anybody? I'll take a couple. Go ahead, Jesse.
Stop hating on myself, because that negative self-talk is.
Jesse got it on the first one when we talk about self-love. Jesse gets a prize. Woo, woo. But the number 1 thing you can do is to be a little kinder to yourself, right? And I want you guys to think about this. Does everyone on here have a child that has autism? Killed it, Jesse. Yes. As also all autism moms. Okay, so I want you to think about this. What if, and let's set this scenario, okay? What if, right, you walked into the school, or you walked whatever it was, and you saw like a teacher or like a staff member or even another kid talking to your kid crazy, being so mean, like say, right, everybody on there was like, oh, hell no, you don't. No, oh, no, we're whooping ass, right? No, you don't, right? Absolutely, you're not going to talk. So why would we talk to ourselves that way? Why would we talk to ourselves that way? And when you start to think about life like that, don't let you bully you. Don't let you bully you. Okay. And I love a guy named, his name is Eric the Preacher. Yes. And it's not always easy. It's not, especially if we've gotten in this pattern of like negative thinking and depression and negative self-talk. It's not easy to break it. Right. But one thing that I learned, if you ever do any Mel Robbins or anything like that, who I love, is your negative self-talk can't stand to be interrupted. And I love Petra Colbert, who's a mentor of mine and a friend, been part of it. Yeah, she is just angel woman. But research has shown that negative self-talk does not like to be interrupted. So therefore, if you are just like in your head, like, shut up, whatever it is, or say a word and then switch it to say something positive about yourself, the more you can take these small actions to doing things like that and breaking that habit of saying, oh my God, you're so stupid. Oh my God, why did you do that? Oh my gosh, I'm so whatever. Oh, why does my body look like this? Is okay, because your brain believes, right? Your mind believes and your body believes what your mind tells it. And there's actually research, as a behavior change specialist, there's research showing, right? And one other thing that we can all do to have a healthier, happier life, help is to adhere, right? And Courtney, I know you talked about like, trying to create healthier habits with like smoking and drinking and things like that, and implementing exercise instead. And, all of those things are habits. We all have them. Everybody has habits that we do that are not, the most in alignment, okay, with our goals. I know that I have them, and they're challenging, especially for the length of time that you've done them, right? It makes a big, big difference. So one thing that we can all do, and I practice this daily, is positive imagery, right? Creating almost like an imagery training program for yourself. And I'm going to actually start doing this next month with some bigger groups. So I'll invite all of you guys to do that. But visualizing yourself, like, what does that look like when I overcome, right? When I overcome drinking, when I overcome smoking, the person I'm becoming who is exercising 5 days a week and living her best life and feeling good. Like, what are the habits that girl or that woman is doing? That version of me, well, how can I step into that today? What's one thing I can do to that, right? And when you can start show up like her, you better come through. That's right. Show up like her. And it's not always easy, right? But one way we can do that right out the gate is stop the negative self-talk. And whenever you feel yourself start to do that and go into your head there, I want you to think about the scenario that I set up where every single one of you, the second I said it, we're like, oh, hell no, we fighting, like, you're not, okay? I want you to think about that, okay? When you start to bash yourself, and then it's challenging, right? When we're trying to change a habit that we've done for so long, or implement an exercise program, or do something, right? It's so challenging, right? So one other thing that I do all the time is making sure I let it go. Okay. The mentality of, especially like if we're trying to change a nutrition or a habit that we've done all the time, right? And we have, like, let's say we said, okay, I'm going to eat this for snack and I'm going to have this nutrition. I'm going to drink my water, right? And then like for lunch, you like have like, all the desserts and like all the things and all the treats not in alignment with your goals. And then you're like, well, excuse my language, fuck it. Right? I'm going to just go ahead and have more desserts for dinner and more this, right? And then you feel like even worse. Okay. We've all done it. I've done it. Okay. But the best thing you can do is clip it right there, have grace, let it go, and make your next decision a healthy decision. Okay. Right after that one, don't let it spiral. Okay. So that makes a huge difference. For what you're doing. Another one that is really important, and it just makes a huge difference, and I'm going to talk about it, is exercise, right? So I am exercise as anxiety intervention for people, right? Exercise, right? So many times we think we only are I don't know who else was raised this way, but like exercise was only like to lose weight. Okay, exercise only to like be a certain size or number on the scale or whatever it is. I'm like, fuck that. Like I exercise to be the healthiest and happiest version of myself. And when you can align those goals, exercise and moving, like, and not even like thinking like, oh, I have to work out for an hour. I have to hate this grueling workout, right? I only am going to do burpees for an hour. I'm not going to enjoy that, right, at all whatsoever. No. Okay, so my program for beginners only super block is 30 minutes a day, five days a week for 3 weeks, right? And that like gets you started. But like all of our super blocks are set up like that. But even if you're not doing that, even getting in a 10-minute walk, there's so many benefits to it. So when you can start shifting your mindset and changing that focus, right? To say, okay, I'm going to find the joy in this moment. Maybe I don't feel like lifting these weights right now. I don't feel like doing this cardio. I don't want to do any of those things right now. What I do want to do, yeah. Who's almost 50? You better come through, Mary Beth. I love it. Yes, just move your body. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Maybe, right, we start to shift it like, yeah, maybe I don't want to do these bicep curls right now, or I don't want to do this squat and bend down and pick this up. But I bet all of you want to bend down, right, and pick up your kids and give them a hug, right? I hope so, right? All the time. Not all the time. Sometimes that teenager guy right there, I definitely don't feel like bending down and giving him a hug, even though I got to hug him. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, just right. But I want to be able to walk around his football games, right? Healthy and happy for the rest of his life, right? I want to be able to jump and move and vision myself like going on all the vacations and doing all the things with you guys and our body family, right, for the rest of my life. But to do any of those things, I need my health. So it's shifting our mindset right around that. So shifting your mindset around exercise, and it's going to make such a difference. And just give grace. Like one quote that I love all the time is that the professional was once the beginner. The professional is once a beginner. And I'll leave you with another fact too that's really important. Then I'll take some questions. I know I talked kind of fast, and I hope you guys got like enough notes and all the things. But one thing that I shared and that I talk about a lot, right, is being, women and being curvy and healthy and happy and all the things, and don't compare your life, right? You wouldn't want anybody to compare where your child is, right? Wherever they are, like in their life and on their journey, to anybody else's, right? We wouldn't want that. So why would you do that to yourself? Don't compare your day 1 to someone's 100, okay? Don't compare your reset, right, to someone else who maybe you don't even know. Yeah. Don't compare your one reset or second reset to maybe this person that looks like they got it all together, whatever it is. Maybe that's like the 500th time they had to hit the reset button. Okay. You don't know. So, and continue to get around groups of women like this and like Brittany and like all these amazing women in this community, which is why I love our body family so much, is because you need the support. you're not alone. Courtney, you're not alone. And I know that was emotional for you to share that and everything. Like, you're not alone in battling that. Like, maybe everybody else, maybe it's not smoking or drinking for someone else. Okay. Maybe it's something else that they do that another habit that's not serving them, or it's not bringing them closer to health in their life. So the more you can share, the more you can be transparent, the more you can get around groups like this that are going to help lift you up and encourage you and help you want a healthier, happier life. Right? The fact that you guys all showed up tells me that everybody on here wants a healthier, happier life for themselves, right? And then celebrate. Woo, you better celebrate. Okay, so I'm celebrating me every single day. Celebrate every win. Every win. We're celebrating. We're clapping for ourselves. We're cheering ourselves on, okay? That's what it's all about. That's more self-love in a nutshell of the things that I do. So yeah, whoop, whoop. Absolutely. There you go. Look at Rebecca sharing with you, Courtney. Rebecca just said she recently battled a drinking problem. So like, you're not alone. And when we can let go of this shame and be transparent and know that we're not judged like at all, finding the joy and dropping the judgment, and we want to help each other. Okay. Oh my God. It makes such a difference. Such a difference. And that's why I would do it. Rebecca, I know that you were saying, Holy Spirit, activate. So absolutely, that makes a big difference. So 1000%. So yes, yes. So I hope you guys got all that for sure. And I want to take any questions and let you guys talk some. And I think I just dove right in. I didn't even really share or intro. Like, I'm like, hey, let me just start talking. Hi, I'm Lacee Green. Now so I'll just share that at the end now that I'm here at my house. I live in Ventura, California. We live in Newbury Park, California, Southern California. I am Body's newest super trainer. I have a program called For Beginners Only Super Block on there. So it's a whoop whoop. I am the first curvy Black female to ever be a super trainer in the community. So it's like a huge whoop whoop. My sister, Megan Davies, who is also a body trainer, love her with my whole heart. I started as a modifier in her program and then moved to a body trainer and then became the first. My son said, remember, I have a son. I apologize. The first thing I'm supposed to say is I'm a mom. That's my bad. That's my bad. Okay. See what I'm saying? He's like way upstairs. Now, if I was like, hey, did you clean your room?
We see you we see the posts.
Thank you. Thank you, Kay. And they saw the post. Okay. They saw it. If I was upstairs, I'm like, hey, could you bring down your dirty dishes? And did you clean your room? Like, didn't selective hearing, selective. So anyway, he's 16. He's 16 and a half. Yeah, absolutely. So that is so funny. So mom, okay, I'm a mom first. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's awesome, Mary Beth. I own a women's specialized gym here in Ventura. My connection to autism is I have a niece who's autistic. One of my very best friends, and I have so many of my actually close friends that are special education teachers. One of my very best friends owns a whole company called Star of California, which is an entire resource for schools. I have done many times in my life, like workshops and workouts for kids and adults with it. Yes, God bless you, teachers. Absolutely, yes. We are so grateful for you. Our teachers, our paras, okay, all of it. I mean, like so grateful, 1000%. Okay, I got 2 minutes left. So I'm going to take some calls, some questions, but that is it in the nutshell. So just keep taking it one day at a time. That's all that matters. And I am so grateful to be here with you guys for sure. And thank you to Brittany. So if you have any questions, I want to make sure I take questions and then go from there.
Does anybody have a question? Feel free to drop it in the chat or unmute. We're down to 1 minute and 30 seconds.
It's not a question, but I love you and thank you for being here.
Oh,
yes, thank you so much.
It means a lot,
you guys
Lacee.
gotta get a screenshot.
We do.
You get one already, so Brittany.
Hang on. I want to get one with everyone paying attention. Go.
Yeah, let me get my pose. Everybody get their pose cute. Get your ponytail. I saw you, Jeff.
It's the ponies. Oh shit, it's me. Selfie mode, of course, always. 3, 2, 1. Jeez. Hang on, we're gonna do one more.
Okay.
This time it's gonna be a boomerang, so move it. Ready?
Oh.
Moving photo. 3, 2, 1. Got him.